welcome everyone to Conversations. I'm MIT Janelle, and we are thrilled to bring you another show on today. Today, we are talking all about procrastination. We know you got it. Put off until tomorrow what you can do today. We've all dealt with it, so let's talk about it. The symptoms, the causes, why we do it, and how can we stop. So let me tell you this. Procrastination is basically delaying or postponing something. That's what I looked up. Now, Brianna, you have some more to add.
Yeah, so it also said that procrastination is the avoidance of doing a task that needs to be accomplished. It can be further stated as habitual or intentional delay of starting or finishing a task. So habitual would mean it's a habit. Or you can intentionally just say, I'm just not going to do this task. I'm just not going to complete this task.
Because it's negative, right?
Or
Not
not
everything is
necessarily
negative.
negative.
Okay.
I don't think everything is negative, and I'm gonna gear this towards my business, and I think we can expound on it. So, if you look at other businesses, when you are in the fashion world, you'll see that other people may have, like for instance, on certain social medias, you can go live on certain things, and they'll have like thousands and thousands of people following them. Or if you post something because you have such a desire to be liked on Instagram, I think, or those over social media instincts, you don't want to put yourself out there because of the fear of not being able to succeed as those others have succeeded. So I think the procrastination sometimes, to me, and I'm gonna just be transparent about it, is that sometimes, you know, you'll have something, you have an item, and I had to learn how to not look at what everybody else is doing and focus on what I'm doing, because I think a lot of times when you're trying to make it or trying to be successful in something because other people are already successful, you become intimidated because of what they're doing. So to me, that's what procrastination would be in the meaning for me, of me not going live and me not maybe posting as much as I should, and me not being able to post on different social media aspects. That's for me, but we can, you know, make it bigger than that because there are other things that holds procrastination as well.
I think oftentimes people don't realize that they're procrastinating. You have dreams, you have visions. Oh, I dreamed when I was 5 years old. I always want to have a cake business. I'm 20 years old. I want to have a cake business. I'm 30 years old. You know, it's like, cook a cake, will you? You know, bake a pie or something. And it's so simple because we take it's oftentimes the little things that we put off to have the greatest impact. You know, when things become detrimental, majority of the time we move. Like if my car breaks down, I'm moving to get my car fixed. But that switch in my kitchen that needs to be fixed, or that drawer, that handle, you know, we let that ride like, oh, I'll get it fixed, I'll get it fixed. And we tend to prioritize certain things in our lives because we demote the relevance of it. So it's not always big or small or fear. Sometimes it's just you don't see that that's what you're doing. You don't realize, like, I'm a procrastinator.
Have you ever looked at it and said, it's just so much work to do? Is that a reason that would make you procrastinate?
Mine would usually come from when I was younger, immaturity. I just, the flesh get in the way. I'm tired, I don't feel like it, or I'm distracted by a pleasure, or it's just not important to me, not realizing later on down the line if I would have took care of this on this certain day, these other things wouldn't have came into effect. So as I mature, I learned to take care of things in a quicker way, but I'm not 100%, because sometimes that flesh would be like, no, I just feel like laying around today, and I know I need to get that oil change. I know I need to go and run that errand or make this phone call that'll set me up better in the future.
That's good. So it can be something as small as, yes, an oil change, or as big as, you know, boosting your business so that you can not work for somebody else for the rest of your life. And the thing about it is we don't even see how procrastination can really hurt your destiny pretty much if you don't take control of it. So let me ask y'all this. Do you think it is genetic? Is it a disease? Or do you think it's a simple character flaw?
I think it's just a simple
Talk to me,
character
Matrix.
flaw.
Okay.
Because, like Evangelist Salah say, you know, for me, you know, even simple was baking that cake or, you know, doing anything. I can say, well, oh, I can get that cake later and I can go ahead and do this, you know, wash the clothes before I put the cake in. You know what I mean? So I think it's just simple character flaw, because sometimes, you know, you look at I look at things like, okay, well, I can do this later, but I never thought that it was procrastination. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, put to the side for a minute. I'm going to bake it, but I'm just going to put it to the side for a minute.
Yeah, I think it's a character flaw because, like, with my sewing, somebody can give me something to sew, like a week or two ahead, and I know it's not going to take me that long. So I procrastinate. I say, okay, I'm not going to sew this to Tuesday. They want it by Thursday. Right. So this is what I do because I know how long it's going to take me, so I procrastinate, whereas I could have got it done like when they first gave it to me, just have it waiting for them to come. But, you know, I think it's just a character flaw. You just know what you can do, and you know how much time you need to do it, so you procrastinate. Say, oh, I just do this Tuesday. And it's due Thursday.
I'm going to play Angel's Advocate. I think it's going to be... No, I'm not going to... No, wait a minute. It could be a slight case of mental illness. Why? Because you have to really think yourself out of not doing it sometimes. You have to say, well, I'm going to... Like, your whole concept of doing it Tuesday for Thursday. Like, you thinking yourself out of why you're not doing it right now. That's a mental thing. And I'm mental. But I'm going to say I got a slight case because I'm going to just be transparent. Like, getting to church. I know it takes me 15 minutes. If I'm at the light at 7:46, I can catch every light down Harper Road. That's a mental thing. To know that instead of just saying that to leave early, you ain't got to worry about being at the light at 7:44 because you realize at 7:44 they're going to change green all the way down. I'm like, I got it 7:44. I'm at Victory at 7:50. That's a mental procrastination in my mind to say I'm trying to outthink the process. Just say leave early.
Right.
You mental.
I'm supposed to pay attention.
And I figured that thing got good when I said 7:44. A sea of green. Oh God. Be at the light at 7:44 on top of Harper Road. I could all the way here. Wow.
Green.
You know, lights on timers.
Right.
Yeah, they are.
See. So wait a minute. Then okay. So you calling it mental? What do you say, Brianna?
I don't know if this is technically genetic. I do think that so I don't know if it's transferred in blood and all that.
It might be. Go ahead.
I think it could be a learned behavior. So like if you have a parent you're raised by a particular person or in a certain household and you see a behavior of delay, of postponement all the time, and you grow up in that environment, whether it's intentionally being taught to you or you're just picking up the behavior, I think that you can like, well, my mother always late. I'm praying for Drake. Then you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, if your mother is getting you up for school and getting you up for work, then when you become of age, do you adapt that same character flaw or
to your children?
Mental illness? No, seriously.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know. I don't want to say the word genetic. I'm not a doctor, but
Or mental illness.
But I'm just saying, like, I think it can be learned behavior, and it can be intentional. It can be intentionally being taught to you, or it can just be subconsciously being taught to you, and you're picking up that character trait. And then, okay, you're not late for work, but you late on assignments in school because you think I can psych my way through it. So you may not take it in one form, but you may take it in another form. That would be my genetic.
Well, my theory in life is people do what they want to do.
I was going to say because certain things, if you look at your life, right, and you do a self-evaluation, you're not late to everything. It's just those certain things, you know what I mean? Or you don't procrastinate on everything. It's just certain things. Yes or no? Tell me.
Well,
No.
Okay.
Certain things.
Well, it's genetic. I don't discriminate.
You just procrastinate.
So you late.
You late everywhere.
I struggle with time.
Okay.
You need to come and hang out with me, and you won't be struggling with time because I'm always here at least 15 to 20 or whatever.
I drove past the church.
Oh
I
God.
could not be here that early. She was sitting in her car. She walked in. I said, "Oh no, they're gonna think something wrong with me."
You turned around and left. I said, "This is the devil." But go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. It's mental.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes later just feels good. It just feels
Really?
good. For me, it says I'll do it later. For me, that feels good
Okay.
because sometimes it's so much pressure. I have the problem where I'll make a huge list and it's impossible. In my mind, I say this is possible, but it's impossible physically for me to accomplish each and every task. So sometimes when I get weary, I'm like, oh, later. That later makes me feel so good. But sometimes later never comes, and I'll miss something. So I can't count on later.
So you got overwhelmed by all the things you had to do, and you
mind it's possible, but my body said it's not possible.
That's kind of similar to I shared earlier about it was something called I read about the pleasure principle, how people avoid certain tasks or situations, and it's a form of procrastination, but they're really not really avoiding the task, they're avoiding the stress. So sometimes people procrastinate because they don't want to be stressed out thinking about this paper, they don't want to be stressed out worrying about inventory, they don't want to be stressed out about getting their child to school, picking up for practice. So they don't prepare because they don't really want to face the reality of the responsibility, which in turn you procrastinate.
she keeps saying it's a mental illness.
Some people just like
Go ahead.
to be late. You know, they just like to procrastinate. I mean, they know they're supposed to be somewhere at 2, 5 minutes to 2, 10 minutes to 2. They leaving out because they used to being late, and they got it in their mind, mental. They got it in their mind. I'm gonna be late, so you late. And they don't care.
It's really not a good characteristic to have. It
not.
really isn't. Unfortunately, y'all pray for me. Put your hands this way. Do it for me now, Jesus.
Okay, so that's in your personal lives, right? And you know what? There's some wiggle room because that's your personal life. So if you don't do it, it's not going to hurt. It's only going to hurt you or the people connected to you, your family. But what happens when you have to deal with a person that is a procrastinator in the workplace? Because that affects productivity on the job.
It's frustrating. Because on the job, it's no procrastination. I like to, if I know my assignments or what I need to get done, I like to get them all done first, and then I'll relax. And then I'll fall back a little bit and be able to, hee and ha. But when you're working with other people and they're not on theirs and what they're doing affects you, that frustrates me and makes my tone a little bit sharper towards them. Because I'm like, come on, we got to get this done. Let's do it. And everybody is not the same, so I have to respect the fact that sometimes people got to warm up to it. I'm coming in, let's get this done.
Well, I never like group projects at school. I never like group stuff because you always have to find yourself waiting on people, and I don't like to wait for no one.
You procrastinate, but you don't want to wait.
Absolutely.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I'm here.
I can't work with a procrastinator.
Okay.
I mean, because once I can't. I mean, if there's something you're supposed to do and you have an assignment to do, if you don't do it, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. That's just how I am. If you were supposed to do something at a certain time, or if you were supposed to leave something on my desk, you didn't leave it on my desk. If there was a project that was supposed to be done, I'm just going to dismiss you, and I'm just going to do the whole project myself. I mean, because I don't like to wait. If we, because some people, and I've heard this, like working
Under pressure.
under pressure, and when the deadline is. So if you have something that's due at 5 o'clock, the person will start at 4 o'clock. I'll be the one stressed out. Because I would like to get things done a day before or 2 days before. I like to get things out and out the way. I don't like to wait on people, so I cannot work with a procrastinator. If that's the case, then I'm just going to take care of myself.
She's like, I'm over it.
So, okay. So then I'm going to advocate too.
Put the halos over there.
So I guess then the question is, what if is it the person
Just took my
procrastinating, or are you like, I guess, how do you define it? Like, I get delayed. Like, if something is due at 5, you want it. I'm just giving an example. I want it done yesterday, but I'm thinking I'm meeting the deadline. So how can you? I guess when you work with other people, I guess you got to learn people's work ethics or how they organize. Like, she's extremely organized, but does that mean that the other person that I wouldn't be organized if I want to meet the deadline at 5 and she was last week?
I'm going to say yes, because I say yes. Now I'm going to tell you why. Because between 4 and 5, anything can happen.
Okay,
Your
right.
work
work, your computer can die. Next thing you know, you got a blue screen on your computer. Or you done tried to save something and all the information that we worked on has been lost. Okay, now the printer don't want to print. Now you trying to go and print to somebody else.
It definitely happens.
And then I'm up here stressed out. This could have been done 2 days ago. But I feel like whenever there is something that's going to happen, a project or whatever the case may be, if we wait till the last minute, something always happens. And I cannot do that.
Let me tell you something. Something always happens. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Something, I mean, life, now that's for real. Something always happens. That's in anything. Something, you can think yourself out as to why you're not the person that you want to be. You could think of reason why your marriage is not where it want to be. You could think of a reason as to why it didn't work. Why you're not on time, why your bills ain't, I mean, we could sit here to say, each and every one of us can examine why we not where we should be. And we could think of something that we didn't do. Quiet.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Cricket.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
So we all struggle with it in one form or another. Right. It's just identifying it. So you good with time, but you might not be good with certain
tasks.
Tasks.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So everyone have a form of something that they indulge in or.
So here's my question: why don't we take that same tenacity, right, of time and not procrastinating at work into our personal lives? How do we switch it on at work and we on our game as managers and administrative assistants, but when we get home to what affects us, we say, oh, wait a minute, what is it?
Lay back.
Nature's going to hear for you.
You know, when I get home, it's laid back. You know, absolutely. And it's good because I just thought about that. I was like, okay, well, if we can do it for work when it's time to get paid, so why we just can't incorporate it all. But, you know, sometimes when I get home, I'm tired. You know what I mean? I got children coming and everything, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we really could. We really could. We really could incorporate and do it. That's if we want to. But I think it's just like, I ain't going to say what. No. It's just the way we think. It's just the way we think.
Rachel, let me hear from you.
Sometimes I feel like I'll take a personal short, but on a job, if I'm, doing everything I'm supposed to do, I know that affects a group, a wide range of people, from patients to coworkers to whatever. So I want to be on point. I don't want everybody to be affected by my slack or my lack. But in a personal, sometimes I'll be like, that's okay. I'll miss out on this or whatever. I'll take that short because I'm physically tired or I just don't feel like it. Not all the time, but every once in a while I'll be like, that's okay. I'll miss this one.
I don't think everybody is 100% all the time.
Right.
Every area of their life. Like, everybody has a strength and a weakness. Everybody has a
Of course.
passion and a, oh my God. Like, so it's certain things that you won't be really good in and somebody else, she might be real good with time. I may be real good in this area, whatever the case may be. So it's like everybody is not always, to me, in every area they're like 100%.
Right.
And so there's going to be some form of delay or some type of feel, some type of they feel incompetent. Sometimes people feel inadequate, and those things just delay things. I don't think people are perfect. People procrastinate.
That's true. Okay. So, all right. So let me ask y'all this: what do you do for your personal self so that you can get to the point where you're not delaying things that are affecting yourself and your family? What is that? Today we learned about changing our minds. So, as we work on our mind, we still got to do the work. So what are some things that you can say personally? Let's just be candid. Personally, what you can share, what you can't share. But you can say, look, I got to work on. We know you. You got to work on. We don't want you speaking to the light. But what else within yourself is you can say, you know what? I got to get this straight. Don't all speak at once.
Just for me, that I know for me, that probably just have to jot things down.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes, once you up into your mind, get to revolving in different things, I should have da-da-da-da-da, and then as I realized that, I forgot the main thing. So I know if it's time for me to get up out of here, I got to get her ready, got to get this ready, I got to get ready, you know what I mean? So sometimes for me, I just need to, really just, write minds down, write it down, go by, the plan of minds for me. I think that's what I have to do for me.
Elder Sutton.
I don't know.
You don't
Come
know?
back to me.
Okay. Rachel.
I have to pray about what I'm writing down because before, like I said, I would make these gigantic lists and then I'll get frustrated and not complete them. So I haven't made a list in a long time, and I've been calling myself, I'm flowing, okay, boom, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But for me to be really organized and stop missing things, I really need to pray about what's on my list for the day and then accomplish it.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think sometimes you need coaching. Like sometimes you don't know where to start. You don't know how to fix a flaw. So if you late and she hit 2 days early, then maybe you need to know for real, like work with people that have the strength that you need. Like if I struggle with meeting deadlines, you might say, help me plan, help me organize. I'm not organized. I'm out of order, so help me. If you struggle with paying your bills on time, get a financial planner. Like whatever your struggle is, sometimes you need coaching to be better. Sometimes you can't figure out how to fix it. So you need mentorship. You need coaching.
And sometimes we've been so conditioned to doing things the same way, and that's just what happens. You know, this is the result that we get because we're just so conditioned to doing things that way.
That's good. That's good. I can relate to you, Shala. So I'm gonna be because and this is real open because I was late to Bible school, right? And I was like, I couldn't blame it on the kids. It was nothing but me. Thank you, Elder. And I was like, it wasn't any, you know what I mean? I couldn't blame it on the kids because they were still asleep. I was like, I got up at 7. I don't understand how am I running late. So, you know, that's why I was saying, but you're not late to everything. I was like, how did I get late for this? But I'm not late to work, you know what I mean? Or, you know, the other thing. So it is a mind condition and a mind thing. So when y'all gonna hook up is my question.
I'm gonna call you in the morning and make sure you up.
So
I'm gonna call you when I get up and make sure you leaving out the door and I'm leaving out the door.
She said she get up on time. It's not that.
You know, some things are, like she said, are really truly handicapped. Like on my job, I'm a flex worker. That means I get there. And then I do my hours. And then right, but I'm just saying, I do strive to get to church on time because I respect the order here. And what I do try to, what I really learned is that people really do what they want to do. I really get up at 6. I really got that 15 minutes down. Now Pastor Marcus got us here at 6:45. I have to leave my house about 7:30 to get here at 7:45. Now, it's really a mental thing. It really is. I am up at 6 o'clock. It just
So
like,
you're just slow.
I just start be like a trance, just like walking.
So this is the problem. You're telling yourself, Pastor Marcus wanted to say, you know, got to be there at 15 minutes. You're telling yourself, I'm going to be there at 7:45. You need to say to yourself, I'm going to be there at 7:30.
Good. That's good. Because allow yourself time.
Yeah, because you're already telling yourself, okay, he want to say at 7:45, I'm going to be there at 7:45. No, there is nothing wrong with getting anywhere early. And I think people are like, I'm here early. You know, I'm going to make a U-turn and go and get me some coffee. And now you're late. So, I mean, I think people don't like the fact that they're early. Because then they're sitting around like, now what am I supposed to do? Wait. Just wait. The Bible says wait on the Lord. That's what the Bible says.
I really have a problem with waiting. I do.
You have a problem with doing what?
My tolerance is like,
She don't like waiting for people, even though everybody waiting on her.
But you can be late.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't make nobody wait for me though.
If you're not here, if you're not at a place on time, they're waiting for you.
You think so?
I know so.
So what you do, you can't handle being done.
Well,
She can do it to others.
To yourself. That's what we gotta pray. Okay.
And no disrespect to Shala, but I think procrastination also creates other like situations. Like, okay, so you procrastinate, then you perform excuses. I'm not saying you're being honest right now, but sometimes people then lie.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, because you don't
Procrastination is a
procrastinate.
trigger to other things because now you late, so now you lying to your boss and saying my child is sick, you're late. You know, like so it spirals. It doesn't just affect you being late. It then starts to have other character flaws.
Do you think it makes you stressful?
Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely.
When I miss that light, when I see that light girl,
Oh, God.
I pull up at 7:45 and I see it go green, I'm like, I'm late. When I see it go red, I'm late. I'm late. light and it go red, I'm late because now every light is gonna stop me.
Because see now.
So why don't you just?
Go ahead.
Why don't you just leave early?
That's
and
what I'm
then
saying. It's mental illness.
you need to go see a doctor and sit down on the chair.
And see, that's what I'm saying. And the reason I ask about stress because now in your instance, now you're getting into church late. You gotta rush and go all. You know what I mean? In any other instance, we can go to Minister Rachel. You got the list. And you don't get it done, or you're trying to get things done so fast, and now you're stressing your mind, you're stressing your body. You know what I mean? You might be stressing other people because they may very well be waiting on you, and it's that last minute thing. Does that say something? Where do we go from there is my question, because at a certain point you got to say, I'm 40, I'm 50, I got to do better, but you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you don't want nobody to say, oh, you're just a late person. And then they'll characterize you. I'm not saying we are, but I'm saying that's just late Shalal, or that's just never get it done at Rachel, or late Janelle.
Yeah, or you can say I'm gonna be somewhere at 7:30, but we'll just say 8 because Shalal's gonna be late. Yeah. Instead of making time, people start to making excuses for you. Yeah, because you're gonna be late, and they know it, and they have a meeting at 7. They say, well, let's just do this meeting at 7:30 because Shalai in the meeting and she's going to be late. So then you got people that's you inconveniencing people, and that's stressing them out. It's not.
And like you said, it is a condition. It's a condition, and I think just like throughout the years, because I never had to address it, I was never really forced to address it. No, for real. Like my job was always conducive.
You always been on flex? Yeah.
And certain things have allowed it without me feeling no true pressure of it.
Right.
And even like me being here, I am here at 8:00, but it's how I got to 8:00. You follow me? That's what she's talking about. The stress. I'm here on time, but okay, it was stressful. It was pressure. I'm trying to meet the light, but I'm here, so it will change the productivity of your event. Like you won't be stressed out going through your list and different things like that. But what I find is that it kind of like is genetic, like learned behavior. Behaviors are learned.
They are, but behaviors can be broken, and I think that you have to and I'm not trying to make this like no group meeting, but it's like, okay, you're late, so what is the next step? Like you do your papers late, you got midterms, you got to pay a bill, you had 3 children, you got 3 children, so what time you got to get up in the morning for 3 children and you to get to school and work. So that at a certain point you had to take responsibility of your procrastination and the change of your procrastination.
And see, when we don't have to pay a penalty for it, you know what I mean? Good. We don't have to worry. Well, okay, I sin when I sin. You lucky I showed up. All that comes out. You know what I mean? Well, you glad, especially the progression, you glad out. Something like negativity comes with it. You should be glad I came. Because all of us got the ball. That's all it is.
You better be glad I showed up.
Yes, it does.
Then
You better be glad.
Yeah.
No, even like, and not even like, you procrastinate on doing papers and you're in college. So now you're stressed. So now you take certain type of pills to stay awake.
wow.
So now you take more pills to stay awake, and now you end up in the hospital because you're putting substances in your body because you won't discipline your mind and organize your life. So now you are tapping into other things because you can't produce in this area, and then it affects you. So you have college students that are in dormitories and on campuses that take substances because they can't focus.
Pressure, yeah.
Right, but some people feel like they work better under pressure. I was that student that when the pressure hit, I could zip it out. Unfortunately, like Chantal, I didn't have that characteristic that I could say, okay, I could have a thought in my mind, but when I was in school, I was that one that was up that night before because it's zipping in my mind. I don't know if it's seriously a mental thing as to why certain things trigger better under pressure. And I don't know if it was conditioned or trained. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where that thought process even came from as to why do you work better under pressure? That don't even make sense.
So a while ago, I was in school, and I am not a school person. So I was doing school online, and I was like, I wanted to try, to further my career. So I'm online, and I had a paper that was due, and I was at a point to say, because I was not used to going to, I forgot what it's called, when you go and the format is already set up for you, and you got to go and do all this stuff. I wasn't used to that. So Kembe Topsul is on Let's Talk with Victory, was in school and made a promise to me to help me. We was up until late at night, and I'm saying all that to say, even though you are procrastinating in certain things, it's good to have people in your life. That even though it may not be that important to you, because I was ready to fail. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this paper because it's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, I got a job. I don't have to further my career. I can do, I can do training. The job I have, we have training, other resources that I can go to. I don't got to do this, but she pressured me in being focused, and I was at a point, and I think I only had like 4 more hours of sleep to go, and she kept saying, no, we're going to get this done, and she was like, look at it, read it back to me, email it to me, let me view it, and of course it took like 5 or 10 minutes for her to do all of that, but it's good when you know that this is what I'm weak in. I am weak in this, I don't want to do it. This is something I'm not used to. I, truly thank God, because you have people that's like, okay, I know you're weak in this, I know you're not good to it, but you got to be able to receive it. To receive and say, okay, let's get this done, and trust the process, because like I said, I was like, you know what, just forget it, it's just gonna fail, but I was willing to take the hit for that. But she was like, you know what, no, we're gonna get this done, and we got it done, and I got an A, on the paper. But it was just something that some people are just not used to. I wasn't used to writing no paper. I was not used to studying. Some stuff comes to thought, I know the answer to it, but it took a lot of work. And because it took a lot of work, I was willing to just say, I'm just going to take the hit of it, and I'm just not going to worry about it anymore. But it's good to have people that know where you're weak at and want to help you, but you got to be willing to receive the help.
Yes.
That's good. And then, when you find your niche, now you knew where your niche is. So, so now you work on a niche, your lateness, you work on that, you know what I mean? And then, and go from there.
I was going to say, sometimes that pressure can make you or break you.
So
depending on how you take it, like that pressure made you accelerate and get your stuff done in the right time frame. Not saying that waiting to the last minute was wrong for you. It worked for you. But sometimes, like you said, waiting to that last minute, that pressure could have broke you if you didn't have somebody in your corner.
Right.
And it pays off. You got to A.
You got an A.
But sometimes we're like that. I think a lot of times we want to progress and we want to go ahead and we want to do better, but we're like, it's not that big of a deal. And I think we have that set in our mind, because there are certain things that I'm like, it's a big deal to me, and then there's some things that's really not a big deal to me. So
Right there, I think too, one thing we have to become is people of our word. I can't push you and don't push myself.
Right.
I can't say, go get it, go follow your dreams, go get your education,
And you don't
I
do
don't
it.
want to stay up and write no paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when our children, you become a contradiction to them.
Good.
What? You telling me to do what? Did you finish school?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
They watching, yes,
They will
exactly.
ask you that right to your face. And you be like,
You want me to pay bills?
You want me to clean my room and yours there?
Right.
Exactly. No, you
Right.
watch your plate out. That's the truth.
Right.
That is the truth. Because the children, honey, child, please, they will let you know.
Yes.
Like, and so certain things, your words have so much power. You know what I'm saying? Like the late thing is it's really intriguing to me, because like my son, he's on time to everything. He in the bed. He's the kid Jeffrey. You don't have to make him go to bed. He gets up early. He used to be up before me and gone. Now, where is he at? Oh, he gone. Like when he was training for basketball, he'd be up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. At about 6, he at the court. So it's just what you condition yourself
absolutely.
to do. And it really doesn't matter. I know we had said, it could be a learned behavior, but people do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? When you really put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want to do.
It could be a learned behavior, but not hereditary. There's a big difference. So he didn't inherit.
He didn't inherit.
She like, thank you, Jesus.
Like,
because it puts a stain on your integrity. It puts a stain on your character. It's just you don't want that. You know what I mean? You want to be deemed as a woman of goodness and value and somebody that can be trusted. But if I know you are procrastinating, or you know what I mean, if somebody can deem me as, then it's like I don't want you on my team because I'm like you're going to lack and I'm going to pick up that lack. So you gotta get to the point, and you tell me, you know, we gotta get to the point that we get better. Does it come with age though? Getting better?
I don't think so.
Tell me why or why not.
What you mean?
Does getting better in your procrastination come with age? As you get older, do you get better or do you get or not?
It comes with maturity.
Okay, tell me why.
Right.
Tell me why, Rachel.
Age doesn't have to do with maturity. You can find a lot of young people who are very mature and a lot of older people who are immature. So as you grow and get to know yourself better and you want that mind change, you want to change, it comes with maturity, I think.
Don't you have to get to the point where you look at yourself and say, well, I keep lacking. And that lack is because of your choices, because of what you're not doing, because of what you could do better.
well, I think too, certain things bring penalties.
Good.
When I went into debt, it brought a penalty in my life. And I went through a process of recovery. I told myself I would never be in that place again. Now that takes structure, discipline, wisdom. Everything in me says we would never be back in that place. Now, without a penalty, oftentimes we are cause and effect people.
Right.
It's affect me, I'm gonna respond. And so unfortunately, when we look at procrastination, we all could find a place in our life where we procrastinate. We all could find a place in our life where we could do better. I mean, you could just be a better person. It ain't got nothing to do with time or being over. You could just be a better you. How you think, how you see people, perception. All of that is things that we hesitate becoming internally. Let's talk about the internal procrastination, the forgiveness, the lack of it, the giving. I mean, we could just keep going on with the internal things. And if you fix your internal, the external things will follow. Pastor talked about your mind and how you think and being able to move past. A lot of us ain't moved because of what somebody else did. A lot of us haven't went because of how somebody responded to when we tried it the first time. Or that relationship wasn't bad, so I don't want to be married again. I don't want to date it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, even being kids will procrastinate because how their parents responded to them. So certain things just draw you into a mindset.
That's good. Okay, so we can piggyback on that then. So are you pushing things aside? Let's go back to the negativity, because I want to talk about why do you feel like because it's so negative you can't tackle it? Like you don't have the strength enough to do that? Like what is it about you that says it's so negative or it's so hard to do that I'll just put it to the side? Because at the end of the day, if you don't deal with it, it's going to hurt you in the long run. So what is it about us internally, since you mentioned internally, that makes us say, I'd rather do the easy first than tackle what's really, really pressing in my life and what's really going to make a difference?
So I think people don't want to deal with them. They want to like put their self on pause, and then you want to deal with everybody else. Because if you take a moment to say, okay, I know what this is of forgiveness, and I know I need to show this type of love, and I know I need to stop procrastinating in this situation, this area. So that means that I then have to turn and look into the mirror and tell myself this is what I have to do. I would rather, and not saying this to me personally, but I would rather not deal with it because I just don't want to deal with myself at that point in time. Because sometimes we are not ready to deal with the truth.
Absolutely.
And we can say, I'm praying, I'm doing all this stuff, which is, I'm glad that we have prayer, I'm glad that we have fasting, but when you turn the mirror around and you look into yourself, there's a lot of things you got to deal with. There are a lot of walls that you have to tear down so that you can forgive, and you got to, be able to walk in love, and you have to walk in that character. But until you make a decision with yourself and say, it's me, it's not you, it's the way I reacted, it's not you, I shouldn't have procrastinated in this area. When you came to reach for me and I came back, it's you, because we have that fear of being hurt again, and we have that fear you're going to do the same thing over again. And I think we as people have to say to ourselves, okay, I'm not perfect and neither are they. And I need to have some type of mindset and change your heart to say, Lord, help me, deal with me. But I can't move forward, and I don't think nobody can move forward until you turn and deal with yourself. Because I don't deal phony and I don't do fake at all. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously, because I don't want you coming to me, you know, everything is just great. You having a good day, now you want to come and, you know, let's talk about it and hash it out when that's really not your true feeling.
Wow.
I mean, I think you got to deal with yourself internally. All of us do in order to be able to move forward.
That's good. And sometimes, like you said, when you have to reflect and put that mirror on yourself, it's kind of hard because I don't see the ugliness in me, but I can see it in you.
Right.
You understand? So that's like pointing that finger. But then if you can see it, if I can see it in you, then it's got to be in me to see it in you.
Right.
So people don't want to walk into, they don't want to walk into the forgiveness. They don't want, you know, the love and all. And just like you said, I don't like fake and phony. You had no tolerance for it because now when you're beginning to know and learning and who you are and tapping into you, you're going to identify the spirit anyway.
Right. And that's the thing, because I don't want to look at you now and be like, you
Yeah.
I don't want to look at nobody like you is just so phony. You
And
know.
I'm letting you talk to me.
Right.
Like seriously,
Right.
I want to be able to like, oh my God, you're such a good woman of God. I don't want to see the flaws in you.
Right.
You know, I want to be able to say, you know
Until
what,
we deal with our own flaws.
Everybody got issues.
You better believe
You know,
it.
and I mean, we need to just work together and we need to move forward. But I don't want to be known as. I don't want to look at Shalai known as you always late.
Right.
You know, for real. I don't want to be known
Right.
as that. I want to be able to say, you know, she's a powerful woman of God. She's a hard-working woman. She's a businesswoman. That's what I want to see in people. But at the same time, I want people to see that.
The good in the
But
person.
I got to deal with me before I deal with anybody.
But a lot of times you have people who don't deal with conflict resolution. Conflict. We are not. I'm not saying the race of people, but we don't know how to deal with conflict. The Bible said, "Let us come and reason together." I'll be mad at you, angry at you, roll my nose, think about you before I say, "You know what? You offended me last Sunday."
Wow.
We'll go through a whole roller coaster of emotions versus just telling you, "You know what? You pissed me off."
Right.
And we allow these things to build walls, separation, division, because we avoid the stress of dealing with conflict, what comes with conflict. And at the underlying of conflict, you have to deal with rejection, because if I come to you and you come off wrong, then I have to deal with what comes
with it. Yeah.
With it.
Yeah.
So it could be a continuous layer of why I'm putting things off or why I'm delaying things, because like I said before, we are a reactive people. And because certain things, like she said, you know, come from the inside out, we don't deal with conflict, whether it's in time, relationships. We don't like to deal with things because we don't like the reaction.
Like the Bible said, you deal with the plank in your eye before you
absolutely.
in somebody else's eye. So we gotta go ahead, like you said, deal with our internal self and the things that we don't want to look at, the things we don't want to feel before looking at the tiny speck we see in other people.
Because it'll build a healthy you.
Ah.
It's for you.
Yes.
It's not for nobody else. It's just for you. Because I can't help or feel the way you feel, but I know how I feel at the end of the day.
Good.
So be a healthy you.
Come on, that's good.
Gosh. And I can only treat you how I feel
Absolutely.
inside. And at the end of the day, I got to treat you with the love of Christ, because if I am in Christ, I am in the love of Christ. So this has been an awesome show. We pray that this show has blessed you in a mighty way. Of course, all show long we've been talking about procrastination. We hope that you learned a lot and that you will look at this show and you will begin to evaluate yourself and look at yourself and see the areas where you, as well as us, because this show has been an eye-opener for us, because now we can say, it's some things we got to work on and we got to fix. No, we are not perfect, but we are striving to be Christ. Like the Bible says, I press to the mark of the high calling in Jesus Christ. So we pray that you will continue to press to the high calling of Jesus Christ. Check your life out. Do a self-evaluation. Don't be a procrastinator. Fix the things in your life that need to be fixed. You can't do it on your own, but with God, all things are possible. We are an example of the possibilities of God. Without God, we wouldn't be where we are. We're not perfect, but we serve a perfect God. So we hope to see you next time. Now, next time and next week, make sure you tune in for Let's Talk with Victory. This has been Conversations, and we pray that you have a blessed and a victorious day. May God bless you. Bye-bye.